All right, shalom, shalom. It's Brother Yatazadah, Hero Israel. I'd like to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Today we're going to go into Proverbs chapter 25, going into the Hebrew. So Lord willing, you're edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Let's get right into it. It's Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 1. And it reads, Salakia. Let's get this real quick. Proverbs chapter 25 verse 1. Even these are the Proverbs of Solomon, which copied the men of Hezekiah, the king of Judah. Gam alha Mashalia, Shalama, Ashar, Ha Athayakwa, Anashia, Hezekiah, Malak Yahawada. That word Ithak means to copy, more specifically to transfer, right? Because you have what the small hats called a Mishnah, right? Which is Ma meaning of, Shana meaning double, right? A derivative of Shanya meaning two, or twofold, right? Which would be Shana. It also means to be double-minded, Shanayim, right? Let's look at that word Ithak. So Ithak means to transfer, as in to copy. Strong's H6275, Ithak. To remove, to transfer. The Arabic says Ithak, to hasten, to propel quickly. It also means, the Arabic says, to be ancient, old. Right, so it means to transfer. Proverbs 25 and 2. It is the glory of the gods to conceal a matter, an honor of kings to search it out. Kabad Alahayim Ha Sathar Dabar Wa Kabad Malakim Hakwar Dabar, as in to search out a matter. Proverbs 25 and 3. Like the heavens are in their height, and the earth being in its depth, and the heart of kings no one can search. Shemayim, Laram, Arataza, La Aimak, Walab, Malakium, Ayan Hakwar. The dross is driven away from the silver, and comes out the smelt from the instrument. The word chag. Let's take a look at that word. Proverbs 25 and 4 means to drive, right? Drive in, drive out, drive through, drive away, right? The word is Haggah, right? Strong's H1898. To remove, to drive out, right? The word for dross is sayag, which the root word is sagah, as in to shut in, shut out, because when you melt silver, the impurities are shut out of it, right? Which is what the smelter is for, right? Which is a potter's vessel that is put in the furnace to separate the pure from the impure, right? So that's what tazarat means. It means to smelt. A cognate of that word is sharat, meaning to burn. Proverbs 25:5. Drive out the wicked before the king, and he shall prepare in righteousness his throne. Hagwa, Rashai, Lapanya, Malak, Waya Kawan, Ba Tazadak, Kasawa. Salakia, Proverbs 25:4. Hagwa, Sayagium, Ma Kasap, Waya Taza'a, La Tarap, Tazarap, Kalia. Proverbs 25:6. Salakia. Do not be honored before the king, and in the place of great ones do not stand. Al Tahador, Lapanya Malak, Bamaquam, Gadolium, Al Ta'imad. The word Hadar means to honor, right? Proverbs 25:7. Because it is good for it to be said unto thee, ascend up, behold. Then for you to be abased, right? Before nobles, which you have seen with your eyes. That word shapal means to bring low, right? Kaya, Tawab, Amor, Laka, Ayla, Hana, Maha, Shapyalka, Lapanya, Nadiab, Ashar, Ra'awa, Ayan Yaka. Let's look at that word shapal. Strong's H8213, shapal. To be depressed, to become low. To be or become low. To bring, to lay low. And Jake has a saying in the world, you gotta lay low. right? Shapal. Proverbs 25 and 8. Do not go out to contend in haste. lest uh, lest to what effect should be your latter end. Al tataza'a larab mahor pan ma ta'aisha ba akhariyata. So it says, do not go out to contend in haste, lest to what effect of your latter end will be that he shame thee, your neighbor. Bahal kalyam athaka rayaka. Because that word kalam, the root word, means to put to shame, right? Proverbs 25 and 9. Surely thou shalt contend with your neighbor, and the foundation which is unto another thou shalt not remove, as in revealing other secrets, going up and down as a talebearer. It says Rayab Rayab, Atha Rayaka, Wa Sawad, Akor, Al Thagal, or Salaki Al Thagala. Right, because that root is Gala, meaning to remove, to uncover, right? Proverbs 25 and 10. Lest he shame thee, he that hears your slander, or Salakia. Lest he shame thee, he that hears, and your slander will not depart. Right? Because that word chasad means to be pious, loving kindness, but it also means to be shamed. Right? Because you can be too nice. That is, if you do not have discernment. That word, dabath, the root is daba, meaning to slander. So it says, pan ya chasad ka shamai wa dabath ka la'a dashawab. Proverbs 25 and 11. Like apples of gold that are drawn out in silver, as in a silver platter. Right? So is a word spoken in its turn, right? Let's look at that word, pawach. Proverbs 25 and 11. Strong's H 8598, thapawach, means apple, right? Thapawach, an apple. So that word Mashakyeth, right, says pictures, but Mashak just means to draw out something, right? And it says silver after, so it's implying that there's a silver platter in which the golden apples are brought out on, right? And it says, so is a word spoken upon its turn, right? Because the word means a, panya meaning face, but panya also means to turn, right? So it would literally be interpreted as upon a turning, or in its turn. So not only can you say I turn to the north, right, which would be apanya tazapan, or you could say a face uh, a face of fire, right, would be apanya ash. Proverbs 25:12. Like a ring of gold and polished jewelry, so is reproof to a man that is wise. Upon his ear he will hear. Nazam Zahab Wakhalia Kathab Ma Kayecha Hakam Al Azan Shemayath. Let's look at that word for ring. Proverbs 25:12. Nazab, an earring, right? The word hall, right, means to polish. Katham, it says here it's fine gold, right? But this is denoting any type of jewelry that is carved. So you could say it means jewelry, right? Katham, the cognate is kathab, meaning to write. Let's look that up real quick. Says kathab, to write. Says to inscribe, to put down on a list, right? Kathab, to write. To write, to record, enroll, engrave. See that? Right? So in those days, there was a metal, which is called a stylus, that which was used to engrave. Right? Let's look that up. Pen. Right? Used to record, right, accounts. Right? Also used, right, to carve out, right, vessels, right, used for jewelry. Let's see. Karat. A graving tool. A style. A stylist. Right? Let's look at the variations of gold. You have Zahab, which is gold. Then you have Dahab, right? Which means pure gold, right? Or gold in its natural state, right? Because most gold, when you think about 14 karat, whatever the case may be, that is an alloy because it's mixed with another metal. So it has a percentage of gold in it, right? Dahab, gold, gold, right? Slack it. Let me scroll back. Actually, that's Aramaic. That's just Aramaic for gold, right? So gold, right? Zahab, right? Proverbs 25 and 13 says, like the prickling of snow in the day of harvest, so is a messenger faithful that is sent out and refreshes his Lord when he returns, right? Ka tazadath shalag bayawam watazayar tazayar na aman la shalach yawa wanapash adan yawa yeshayab. The word napash means soul, but it also means to refresh. The word aman or amen means faithful. Shalag meaning snow. Tazan, right, is a thorn. Tazayar, right, it doesn't actually mean messenger, right? Because tazar means to bind up, right? Tazayar just denotes that it's an individual, right? A messenger, a convoy, right? Could be used in any aspect, right? Proverbs 25 and 14. The sky is in the wind. Right? There is the skies and there is the wind. And showers there is not. Right? Nashaya ayim wa rawach wa gasham ayan. Right? Because that word nashaya means something that is lifted up. It's talking about the skies. Right? more specifically the clouds, right? It's not how you actually say cloud, but that's poetic talk for cloud. So when you see clouds and when there's wind, right? But there is no showers, right? It's talking about certain times, right? Certain conditions of the weather. The word gasham means showers, right? You have rain, right? Let's get that real quick. Matar, rain, right? So essentially it says when there are clouds and wind and there is no rain, right? And a man, let's see, and there is a man that praises himself in giving gifts of falsehood. Ayash, Matha Halal, Ba Mathath Shakwar. Right? So you see clouds, you see wind, but there is no rain, right? There's no use in looking at the cloud and the wind, right? It's comparing that unto a man that gives gifts of falsehood. It's just vanity, right? Proverbs 25:15. He that is slow to anger persuadeth the judge, and a gentle tongue breaketh bones, right? Kill him with your kindness, right? So that word kwatazayan means judge, right? You could also say mashapat, right? Judge, or kwatazayan, a judge, magistrate, right? Patha means to entice, but it also means to persuade, right? Raka means to be gentle, right? Or soft. Gara means bone, right? So if you go before a judge, you're not going to sit there, right, and flip out on the judge, right? You got to deal with the sentence, right? Proverbs 25:16. If thou findest honey, eat as much as is sufficient for thee. Dabash mataza'ath akal dayaka. The word daya means sufficient, right? Lest you be satisfied, right, and vomit it up, right? It says, Salaki, Pan Tashabai Nawa Waha Kwaathwa. Let's look at that word for vomit. Salakia, just bear with me. Is that verse 17, 16? So that word is kwaya, right? Kwaya. Proverbs 25 and 17 says, shorten your feet from the house of your neighbor, right? Because that word quar, right, it means to cut, to shorten, to dig, right? As in, visit your neighbor sparingly, right? Hakwar regal ka mabayath rayaka. Lest he be satisfied with thee and hate thee, right? As in, he sees you too much, right? Pan yeshabai ka Salakia. Pan yashabaya ka wa shanaka. Proverbs 25 and 18. Like a club and a sword and an arrow sharpened, so is a man that answereth upon his neighbor to be a witness to falsehood. Mapaya taza wa harab wa khataza shanan ayash aina ba rayawa ad shakwar. Right? Let's look at that word for club. Right? Ma payataza, right? A club, right? Or a bat, right? Which is the same thing. Khataza is an arrow. Harab is a sword. Proverbs 25 and 19. Like a tooth that is painful, so is a foot that is uneven. He that trusteth in Salakia, so is he that trusteth, right, and the and those that are treacherous in the day of trouble, right? So a tooth painful is, and a foot uneven, so is one that trusteth, right? And one that acts covertly in the day of distress, right? Shan meaning tooth, Raya meaning evil or pain, painful. Ma'ad meaning uneven, right? because you have right, uneven pavement, then you have level pavement, right? Let's get that real quick. Level. Palas, right? Palas. Ma'ad. Here it says Ma'wa'idath, right? Because Imad means to stand, right? But the words are interchanged, right? Ma'ad, to waver, to totter, right? To slip, to slide, to totter, to shake, to dislocate out of joint. Ma'ad is the root, to waver, right? Let's look at some precepts. Right, so to waver, right? Something that is uneven, right? Psalm 69:23, let their eyes be darkened that they see not, and make their loins continually to waver, right? Proverbs chapter 25 and 20. He who disrobes in garment in the day of winter is like vinegar upon nitrin, and like he that sings songs upon the heart that is pained. Right? There's that word ma'id again, right? Because that doesn't mean to disrobe. It just means an uneven garment, right? Meaning you don't have, right, you're not properly layered up. Right, in the day of winter is like vinegar upon natrin, right? Which that word nathar means carbonate, something that is carbonated, right? Like soda. Or you can say carbonated water, nathar mayum. Korah means winter. The word shar, right? The root is shayar, meaning to sing. Right? So it would say, where it says washar, would say, and like he that sings, like a singer that sings upon the heart that is pained. So it would actually read, right? An uneven garment in the day of winter is like one is like vinegar upon carbonation, upon soda, because it doesn't mix, right? And like one to sing songs upon the heart that is pained. So it says, Ma'ida Bagad Bayawam Quara Kamataza Al Nathar Basharium Al Lab Raya. Because that word Kamataza means something sour, right? Like vinegar, right? Proverbs 25 and 21. If he is hungry, he that hates thee, thou shalt give him bread to eat. And if he is thirsty, thou shalt give him water to drink. I'm Rayab Shanaka Ha Akalwa Lakam Wa'im Tazama Ha Shakwawa Mayam, right? Because that word Rayab means to hunger. Shana means to hate. Tazama, it means thirst. Shakwa means to drink, to give drink, or to irrigate. Salakia. For example, you want to say irrigation system, it would be Shakwal Habalium, right? Because Shakwa means to irrigate. Chabal means to bind, right? Because that is how you make a irrigation system through the tubes, right? Which is spread out, right? And you cause the fields to be irrigated, right? Watered. Proverbs 25 and 22. Because live coals thou shalt heap upon his head, and the Lord will recompense thee. Right? The word gahal means a live coal. Let's look at that word. Proverbs 25 and 22. Actually, let's look up coal first. Which can be anything, right? You might be burning some sticks, and there's a live ember, right? That would be gahal. Doesn't have to be actual coal, right? Or the tip of a cigar when it burns. That would be gahal, a coal, because it's still burning. Then you have pacham, which is a coal. It could be an actual coal, or it could be, right, coal of wood that is burnt. But it's not actually burning, right? It either has been burnt, right? Which you can make coals out of anything, essentially. You have certain coals that are made of dung, right? Proverbs 25. Actually, let's look at that word chatha. It says chatha, to take hold, to seize, snatch up, right? Which is essentially what we read, right, previously, chathap, right, to snatch up, right? She lieth in wait to catch souls, to snatch up souls. So you have chatha, and then you have chathap. But in this case, it's heap coals, right? Or stack up, right? You stack a shelf, right? Because that word chatha, right, means to snatch, right? Snatch up, right? Chathap is more like snatching, to take down, right? Which is why the pa is there, right? Proverbs 25 and 23. There is a north wind that pierces through to bring forth showers. And there are faces let's see. And there are faces that are defiant unto a tongue that is in secret, right? The word Zayam means to defy, right? When it says tongue secret, that means a whisper, right? Just like the north wind produces wind, it's like it produces rain, right? You know, you may have plans and then, it starts raining. Plans are ruined, right? So is a whisperer seen amongst people, right? They're despised. They defy them, right? Let's look at that word, Proverbs 25:23. Strong's H2194. To be angry, to defy, right? Sathar means in secret, right? Proverbs 25 and 24. Well it is unto him that dwelleth upon the corner of a roof, than with a woman of contentions and a house of fellowship, right? As in a house, right, with many individuals in it, right? Because you got to deal with this person, this person, this person, this person, and it never ends, right? Proverbs 20, or Slakia, so it reads, Tawab Shabbath, Al Panath, Gag, Ma Ashath, Madayanayim Wabayath Kabar. Proverbs 25 and 25. Like waters, like cold waters upon a soul that is weary, so is one that heareth good news from a land afar off, right? Because we're hearing the good news, right? Which is salvation to, right, the elect. A third of our people, 2/3 will take the RFID chip, right? Will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, right? Will not call upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the day of trouble, right? So it says, Mayem, Quarium, Al Napash, Ayapa, Wa Shemaya, Tawaba, Ma Rataza, Ma Rachak, right? Because the word Ayap, right, means to be weary, faint. Quar, right, means cold or winter. Let's look at that word for Ayap, Proverbs 25 and 25. Strong's H 5889, Ayap means to be weary, faint, weary. See how many more verses we got left. All right, come on. Proverbs 25 and 26. Like the spring that is in the mire, so is a fountain. What's it like? Yeah. Like a spring amongst the mire, so is a fountain that is destroyed, and the righteous bend before the wicked. Ma'ayan, Na Rapash, Wamakwar, Ma Shakath, Tazadayak, Mata, Lapanya Rashai. Ayan is a spring, Makwar is a fountain, Rapas is mire or mud. Mata, the root is nata, meaning to incline or to bend. Let's look at that word, rapash, Proverbs 25, 26. Rapas or rapash, to tread with the feet. Stamp tread, foul by stamping treading. Says royal water, foul, trouble. Alright, let's look up rapas. Right, so it's anything foul, right? Mud, right? Sewage water, right? Vomit, right? You know, rapash, it's just foul, right? Let's just type in, go to Google Translate. Rapace. Okay, nothing there. Let's try rapash. Slime. Sludge, mud. Right? Rapash or rapace. Proverbs 25 and 27. To eat much honey is not good, and to search our honor is not honorable. Akal dabash ha rabath la'at awab wa hakwar kabad ma kabad. Proverbs 25 and 28. Like a city breached without walls, so is a man which has not shut up his spirit, right? As in controlled his temper, right? The word parataza or paraz meaning to breach, right? A breach. Kawama means a wall. Itazar means to shut in, to close, right? Racha means spirit or wind or space, right? As in one space between another space, right? It says Ayar Parataza Ayan Kawama Ayash Shar Ayan Ma Itazar La Rachawa. So this is Proverbs chapter 25 going into the Hebrew. It's Brother Yatazadak, hero of Israel. Lord willing, you were edified, and as always, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Kwame Asha Allah, Abad Ball, Shalom.